how you love me electric, like you do. Love it how you love me electric, always you. Love it how you love me electric, electric. I love it how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric.
Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be about me baking a sour cream pound cake. Now baking is my thing. I enjoy baking. It is mental therapy for me. I enjoy doing it. So today's video, I'm not going to go off of my recipe that I normally go off of. I'm just going to simply, just for kicks and giggles, just to see if it's going to work and how it's going to turn out. I'm going to Google here on my laptop. Let's see, how to make a sour cream pound cake. And I'm going to see if I can find a really good recipe on how to make a sour cream pound cake. Okay, so I guess I'm going to try the first one that I see, and we're going to go with Taste of Home. Okay, that's the site, Taste of Home. And the description of this recipe and the link is going to be at the bottom of the screen. So I'll have that there so you guys can find it. So hang on. Sorry, I'm seeing some more other stuff on here, but hang on, we're gonna go with this one. And the site is called Taste of Home, and I just typed in how to make a sour cream pound cake, or a sour cream pound cake. So it says my ingredients is going to be 1 cup of softened unsweet butter, which I have here. It's going to be 2 sticks is considered or equal out to be 1 cup of butter. And it also says 3 cups of sugar, which I have the sugar here and I have my cup here. It says 6 eggs at room temperature, 3 cups of, it says all-purpose flour, but I'm going to use this cake flour. I noticed that that turns out better when baking any cakes. And it also says 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. I have my baking soda. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I have my salt here. And 1 cup of sour cream. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And always make for sure that you get the pure vanilla extract. You know, for those girls who use the invitation extract, kudos to you. My hat is off to you, but I like the pure. Let's see what else it says. I'm having pop-ups pop up here. Alrighty, so it says, and it's optional to do the confectionate sugar or the powdered sugar, which that's too much sugar for me, so I won't do the powdered sugar. Okay, so it says step 1 is to combine the butter and the sugar in a bowl until it's lightly fluffed for 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, so I know what the direction says. Normally what I like to do is take my butter and my sugar and combine it slowly. Not combine it all in one bowl. I like to combine it slowly, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to take my softened butter. My softened butter, and just at room temperature, like you want to pull it out of the refrigerator and let it sit out for maybe about an hour or so. Sometimes I take it out and let it sit out for a couple of hours. This morning, before I went to work, I pulled this out, and that was maybe about 7 o'clock this morning. So okay, so that's one stick. I don't know about you guys, but I enjoy baking so much. I used to bake all the time. Like, I would have cakes lined up on the counter. I just need any reason to bake a cake. Birthdays, any holidays. Hey, it's just because day. I just enjoy baking. So hang on one second. Let me clean my hands. I hate for my hands to be dirty. Yeah, so I enjoy baking. If I can bake every day, I would. But my kids, I have 3 kids. 2 of them enjoy and like cake. But I have one kid, believe it or not, she does not like cake, and that's my sweet Haley. She does not eat cake. She don't eat cupcakes. Only thing she eats is pies. Like, she'll eat a peach pie, an apple pie, and candy. So she does not like cake or cupcakes. So, but anyway, so I have my 1 stick of butter here. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna mix this nice and slow.
Love it how you love me electric, like you do. Love it how you love me electric, always you. Love it how you love me electric, electric. I love it how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric.
Okay, so now I'm going to take what the direction says. The direction says 3 cups of sugar. Okay, so I am going to start pouring. Y'all hold on for a minute. I'm prepared, but I'm not all the way prepared. Alright, so this is going to be my first cup of sugar. I have this thing of getting sugar all over the counter and all over the floor. I like to make sure that I pour it perfect every time because I don't like to clean up with it. And I noticed that when I do this method with my cakes, that the pound cake always come out nice and soft. Now, I have tried the method that they're saying in the directions, and mine don't turn out soft. It always come out kind of like tough, you know, and who wants a tough pound cake? I know I don't. So I'm going to just add this in slowly with the mixer on. Until it all incorporates together. And I'm just going to take my time with doing it. I'm not in a rush, especially with this part of it. Add a little bit more. important that you make for sure that everything is at room temperature. Even your eggs needs to be at room temperature. Your sour cream need to be at room temperature. And of course your butter. Anything that comes, you know, or liquidy, or like I said, the dairy part of it, it needs to be at room temperature.
Love it how you love me electric, like you do. Love it how you love me electric, always you. Love it how you love me electric, electric. I love it how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric. Baby, keep the light on for me, I'm coming home. Know I got you forever wherever I go. I feel like I'm high. Oh, and I wouldn't change the way you got me jumping through hoops. All the wishes in the world and I wish for you. I feel like I'm dying. Oh, and I found heaven in your eyes. Tell me it's all mine, holding on too tight. You're like a neon sign in a starless night, showing up so bright. Can't get over how you talk to me, like I'm all you ever gonna need. Seeing colors that I've never seen. I love it how you love me electric, like you do. Love it how you love me electric, always you.
All of that incorporated, and that's just the first cup of sugar. I have to add in 2 more cups. So what I'm going to do is give you guys a close-up look into this bowl of all this goodness, okay? So you can see what's going on in here. Okay, so I'm going to incorporate the second cup of sugar. And I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and incorporate all of them. And then you guys can see what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and how it's going to turn out.
Love it how you love me electric, like you do. Love it how you love me electric, always you. Love it how you love me electric, electric. I love it how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric. Baby, keep the light on for me, I'm coming home. Know I got you forever wherever I go. I feel like I'm high. Oh, and I wouldn't change the way you got me jumping through hoops. All the wishes in the world and I wish for you. I feel like I'm dying. Oh, and I found heaven in your eyes. Tell me it's all mine, holding on too tight. You're like a neon sign in a starless night, showing up so bright. Can't get over how you talk to me, like I'm all you ever gonna need. Seeing colors that I've never seen. I love it how you love me electric, like you do. Love it how you love me electric, always you. Love it how you love me electric, electric. I love it how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric. Wired in the moments like I'm walking on air, tripping over roses every time that you're there. I'm losing my mind. Oh, and I'm hot over the moon, you know that you got me good. I'm not even mad, I need you more than I should. I feel like I'm dying. Oh, and I found heaven in your eyes. Tell me it's all mine, holding on too tight. You're like a neon sign in a starless night, showing up so bright. Can't get over how you talk to me, like I'm all you ever gonna need. Seeing colors that I've never seen. I love it how you love me electric.
Okay, so you want to make for sure that you scrape down your bowl, because you want all of your ingredients to be incorporated together. You don't want some to have the sugar and the, you know, the other portion of your ingredients does not have equal amount of sugar added to it, or other ingredients for that matter. So now I'm going to, I have all of my 3 cups of sugar added into my butter, unsalted butter, and I'm going to just make for sure that it's fully incorporated.
Love it how you love me electric, like you do. Love it how you love me electric, always you. Love it how you love me electric, electric. I love it how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric. Baby, keep the light on for me, I'm coming home. Know I got you for forever wherever I go. I feel like I'm high. Oh, and I wouldn't change the way you got me jumping through hoops. All the wishes in the world and I wish for you. I feel like I'm dying. Oh, and I found heaven in your eyes. Tell me it's all mine, holding on too tight.
Okay, so the next step, it says to add eggs one at a time. Beat well after each addition. Okay, so we have, like I said, we have 6 large eggs at room temperature. 6 large eggs at room temperature. Okay, you want to make for sure you have, like I said, I keep repeating that because it's very important that everything is at room temperature. It's going to make a world of a difference as to how your cake is going to bake and even taste. Room temperature. 6 large eggs at room temperature. So we're going to combine each one of these eggs one at a time. Okay, so I'm going to grab something else because I don't know about you all, but I like to make for sure that I crack my eggs in something separate, because a lot of times when you crack the eggs, you get the shell in it, and I don't want any shells inside of my cake. So I just take something. You can take whatever you have, another measuring cup, a styrofoam cup, whatever you have, and just crack your eggs separately from your mixture. So I'm going to add in my 1 large eggs, and I don't have any shells. Okay, and I'm going to mix this up until it's fully incorporated. Now, the key to this step is to make for sure that you do not overbeat your eggs. A lot of times when your cake, your pound cake, tastes like eggy, it's because you've overbeat your eggs. So you want to make for sure that it's fully incorporated and you do not see any color of egg yolk or maybe even egg white. After you do that, that's good enough. Go ahead and crack the other and then put that one in.
How you love me electric, like you do. Love it, how you love me electric, always you. Love it, how you love me electric, electric. I love it, how you love me a lot, love me a lot.
Alrighty, so my first egg is fully incorporated. I'm going to add in the second egg. Okay, so this is my third egg. So I am going to mix this egg in, and after I mix this one in, I'm going to come back after mixing the other 3 in. I'm going to come back and let you guys know what the next step is. Okay, so I have combined together my egg, sugar, and butter. Butter, sugar, and eggs. Sorry, butter, sugar, and eggs. I have all combined together, incorporated it all into this bowl of goodness. My next step is, it says to combine flour, baking soda, and salt. Add to the cream mixture. Alternate with sour cream and vanilla, which that would be your vanilla extract. But before I do that, I would like to go ahead and preheat my oven. I forgot to do that. So it says to bake at 325 for 1 1/4 to 1.5 hours, or until toothpick comes out clean. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and preheat this oven to 325. Making sure that my rack is on the middle, make sure that your rack is on the middle shelf inside of the oven, because you want your cake to be cooked in the center of the oven. Okay, so now I'm going to work on my flour, all of my dry ingredients. Okay, So it says that I need how many cups of sugar? 3 cups of sugar. Okay, so let's go ahead and this is, you have to use a sifter. This is mine. I purchased this a few years ago. Matter of fact, it's probably about 10 years old. I've had it for quite some time. Okay. So let's go ahead on and pour out, which I like to take this out of the box. It's so much easier to pour out so I don't make a mess. I hate to make messes. If I can do this without making a mess, that's good for me. Less cleanup is always best. Okay, so 1 cup of flour. I'm going to combine that in my sifter. I need 2 more. Y'all, I'm making a mess over here, which is not good. It's not too bad though. That was my 2nd cup of flour. Now this is going to be my 3rd, last and final cup of flour, which add a little bit more. I need on an apron. I really do. Make a mess. Alrighty, so that's the 3rd cup. I'm gonna have to look into getting me some aprons. That's one thing I haven't never really gotten off into is wearing aprons, but I'm gonna start. Alrighty, so I have my 3 cups of sugar. Now it says to add in 1/4 teaspoon, and this is my 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and salt. Okay. Okay, so this is my, Lord Jesus, don't let me do that. My dry ingredients right there. That's my baking soda. Now I have to add in my salt. And it says 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Just trying to get this salt open. Alright. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay. Alright. And it does not matter, you know, what brand you use the flour, what brand you use. Well, let me say, yes it does. With the flour, I always use this. This is a must in my baking. I always use this. With the baking soda, salt, sugar, all of that, as long as you have pure vanilla extract, it could be brand name or off brand. That actually was cheaper and it was on sale, so that's why I got that. It all cooks the same except that flour. You want to make for sure you have this flour. Okay, they sell it everywhere. All grocery stores, Walmart, wherever you buy your groceries, they have it there. Okay, so now I'm going to sift this, incorporate it all together, get all the lumps and everything out of it. Oh, and I like to sift all of my dry ingredients on styrofoam plates because it's less cleanup. I used to do it in a bowl and I found myself having a lot of dishes after I got through baking. So I tried to find easier ways to do things, especially when you're baking and you're cooking. You don't want to be standing over there washing those dishes. So use a styrofoam plate, paper plate, whatever you have, and you sift your dry ingredients on. That's one less thing you have to clean once you're done baking. So I remember when I was younger, I would always ask my grandmother, how do you bake that cake? How do you do that? Like, what do you do? Well, she would give me all of the ingredients that I would need, but she would never give me measurements. And she would always say to me, I cook by taste. And I'm like, cook by taste. That didn't make sense to me then. Well, and it makes sense to me today. You know, that's just how older people cooked back then during my day. But she would always tell me I cook by taste. And I would ask her, I said, well, how do you know when it's done? How long do you know the cake or the pie needs to be in the oven? She says, I cook and I time myself by smell. And I said, well, during that time, that just didn't make any sense. And all of a sudden, I started baking, you know, and I then learned and understood what she meant by the cakes. You know, when you're cooking them in cook time, you can smell it, and it smells like it's done. So I learned that. That's one tool that my grandmother gave me before she left, is to know how to use your sense of smell and so forth. But I could never figure out how to bake a cake without measurements. Hey, she had it going great because everything that she touched and baked, it tastes great. I can't do that. I have to have some form of measurements and what all I need to be baking with. And I also have another thing to remember. Like, she does not combine her, well, she doesn't do her sugar and butter like I do mine. It's like I don't combine my sugar and my butter in one bowl all together. She combines it all together and it turns out great. But I can't do that. I don't have the thumb for that. So I just do it my way, and every single time it turns out great. I don't have any issues. Every single time it turns out great. And if it doesn't turn out great, which is hardly none ever, my husband will definitely let me know that, hey babe, this cake ain't right. You didn't do your best this time. So, anyway, I have incorporated and sieved my flour, baking soda, and my salt. 3 cups of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay? And I sift it all together. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go ahead and start adding in my flour in my mixture. So I'm going to, well, the direction says, let's see what the direction says. I have a habit of doing things my way and not following directions. So bear with me, people, bear with me. Alright, so it says combine flour, baking soda, salt, add to cream mixture, and I have to alternate it with my sour cream and my vanilla. Okay? So, and make sure when you have this flour and this thing with this what is this called? Mixer. You want to make sure you turn it on low speed, okay? Because otherwise you're gonna have a mess, you have flour everywhere. So just kind of pulse it a little bit. You can, to kind of incorporate the flour a little bit so it won't be everywhere. All over the counter, your clothes, your face. And if you're wearing your eyeglasses, you don't want any flour on your eyeglasses. Alright. So we're going to incorporate this into our cream mixture.
How you love me electric, like you do. Love it, how you love me electric, always you. Love it, how you love me electric, electric. I love it, how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric. Baby, keep the light on for me, I'm coming home. Know I got you forever wherever I go. I feel like I'm high. Oh, and I wouldn't change the way you got me jumping through hoops.
So I'm going to add a little bit of my sour cream. said, this is 1 cup of sour cream at room temperature. At room temperature. So let's just add a little bit of that to that. Alrighty, so I'm gonna let you guys see what I have down in this bowl.
Love it how you love me electric, like you do. Love it how you love me electric, always you. Love it how you love me electric, electric. I love it how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric. Baby, keep the light on for me, I'm coming home. Know I got you forever wherever I go. I feel like I'm high. Oh, and I wouldn't change the way you got me jumping through hoops. All the wishes in the world and I wish for you. I feel like I'm dying. Oh, and I found heaven in your eyes. Tell me it's all mine, holding on too tight. You're like a neon sign in a starless night, showing up so bright. Can't get over how you talk to me, like I'm all you ever gonna need. Seeing colors that I've never seen. I love it how you love me electric, like you do. Love it how you love me electric, always you. Love it how you love me electric, electric. I love it how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric.
Alright, you want to make for sure that you fully incorporate that flour. So I'm going to add in a little bit more of sour cream. And I'm going to scrape down my bowl because I want everything to be fully incorporated equally.
Love it how you love me electric, like you do. Love it how you love me electric, always you. Love it how you love me electric, electric. I love it how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric. Baby, keep the light on for me, I'm coming home. Know I got you forever wherever I go. I feel like I'm high. Love it how you love me electric, like you do. Love it how you love me electric, always you. Love it how you love me electric, electric. I love it how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric. Baby, keep the light on for me, I'm coming home. Know I got you forever wherever I go. I feel like I'm high. Oh, and I wouldn't change the way you got me jumping through hoops. All the wishes in the world and I wish for you. I feel like I'm dying. Oh, and I found heaven in your eyes. Tell me it's all mine, holding on too tight. You're like a neon sign in a starless night, showing up so bright. Can't get over how you talk to me, like I'm all you ever gonna need. Seeing colors that I've never seen. I love it how you love me electric, like you do. Love it how you love me electric, always you. Love it how you love me electric, electric. I love it how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric. Wired in the moments like I'm walking on air, tripping over roses every time.
Alright, so you want to make for sure that flour is fully incorporated in there. You don't want any lumps. You want your batter to be nice and smooth, like so. Okay, so I'm going to add in the remainder of the sour cream. And also I'm going to go ahead on and add in my vanilla extract. So the direction says to add in 2 teaspoons, I'm sorry, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So that's 1 and 2. And like I said, you want to make for sure you get the pure vanilla extract. Your cakes will taste so much better with pure vanilla extract. Let me wash my hands right quick. Okay, so now I'm going to incorporate my last bit of sour cream and my 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract.
Love it how you love me electric, like you do. Love it how you love me electric, always you. Love it how you love me electric, electric. I love it how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric. Baby, keep the light on for me, I'm coming home. Know I got you forever wherever I go. I feel like I'm high. Oh, and I wouldn't change the way you got me jumping through hoops. All the wishes in the world and I wish for you. I feel like I'm dying. Oh, and I found heaven in your eyes. Tell me it's all mine, holding on too tight. You're like a neon sign in a starless night, showing up so bright. Can't get over how you talk to me, like I'm all you ever gone.
Alrighty, so everything is all incorporated. And here's how your batter should look. To look just like that. If it's stiff, something went wrong. Okay, and the only thing I can come up with is that your wet ingredients were not at room temperature. Or maybe perhaps something has not been fully incorporated. Okay, so the direction says to bake at 325 degrees for 1 to 1/4 to 1 1/2 hour. Again, bake at 325 degrees for 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 hours, or until the toothpick comes out clean. Okay, then next it says after it cooks, cool in pan 15 minutes before removing to a rack to cool completely. Alright, so, well, you know I like to do things my way. And that last step, I don't like to let my cake sit inside of the pan for 15 minutes. I'm gonna kind of change that up a bit and do it my way. So I like to let mine sit in the pan for 5 minutes and then transfer it to a cooking rack, okay, or a wired rack, however they want to call it, or even a plate. Doesn't really matter as long as you get it out of the pan that it was cooking in. Okay, this Baker's Joy, when I met this, it made my world so much better. I was greasing the pan and putting flour in, and I don't know what I was doing wrong. But every time I would bake a cake, or any kind of cake, pound cake, German chocolate, caramel, any kind of cake that I would make, it would always tear at the bottom. It would never come out right. So I don't know if I was using too much oil, less flour, or vice versa, or I don't know what I was doing. Whatever I was doing, it wasn't right. But somebody introduced me to Baker's Joy. Best thing could ever happen to me. Okay? Every time I spray it in when baking the cake, it always, when I say always, I mean always come out right. There's not a crumb left inside of the pan after it's cooked. So I don't know if you guys know anything about this, but pick it up. They sell it everywhere. Walmart, any grocery store that you go to, it's gonna be there on the shelf. Grab it, okay? Alright, so I just normally just spray my whole pan all around, get it all nice and lubricated. Okay? Get it around the sides of that. Alright, so just spray a little bit of that. And I'm going to go ahead and pour my batter. This is where the apron comes in at. I really need to invest. So I'm going to pour my batter, and I like to kind of turn the pan a little bit as I'm doing it. Making sure you scrape down the bowls. You want all of your batter inside of your pan. Okay? All of it. Alrighty. So we got all of that in there. Okay, so I know the directions did not say do this. I found it's very helpful when you take your, sorry, I just need to wash my hands. When you take your pan after you put your batter in, and just kind of bump it on the counter, table, whatever you have, to kind of even it out, even your batter out, so that once your cake cook, it won't be lopsided. So I just like to take it and tap it a little bit. Good to go. Alrighty, 325 degrees for 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 hours. Okay, or until the toothpick, because you're going to use a toothpick to make for sure that it's cooked in the middle. So you're going to put the toothpick in it, stick the toothpick in the inside of the cake to see if it comes out clean. If it comes out clean, that means that your cake is done. And of course, if you use that trick like my grandmother, learn to use your sense of smell. I'm telling you, it works. It will tell you every single time when anything is cooking, especially in baking. Okay, so I'm going to pop this in the oven. Alright, so I'm going to let that cook. And I'll be back. I'm going to let my hubby taste it and see what it tastes like. Alrighty guys, so the cake is all done. I want to say this, is that I know the instruction says to put the cake on the cake rack to let it cool. You know, I go by my own rules sometimes, and I've tried it multiple ways. I've tried it on the cooking racks, wide racks, cooking racks, wide racks, whatever you want to call it. I've tried putting the cake on a plate, and I've also tried putting the cake here like I'm going to do on my cake pan. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and put my gloves on, my mitts on, and let's go ahead and flip this here over. And I'm going to try and flip this around without dropping it. Let's see. There we go. Now, I'm going to ease it up. It's still hot. I can slide it to the side. Ease it up. Off of there. Look at that. Look at that, Baker's Joy. This is what Baker's Joy do for you, okay? Yes, yes. See that? Alright, so my cake came out nice and smooth. And look, while your cake is still hot, if it shakes like jelly, that's a good cake. Look at that, how it moves. If it's stiff, chances are it's going to be real dry. But if it shakes like jelly, it's going to be so soft and moist. You're going to enjoy every single bite of it. Okay, let me go and grab my honey and let him taste the cake. He likes his cake kind of hot. So, alright, so I'm going to cut him a piece. Why don't you come on over and take a bite of the cake? Guess I should have used a knife, but whatever.
What up, fam? Woo! Boy, she got one of my favorites. My actual favorite cake is red velvet. Now, I'm gonna get y'all to let wifey make some red velvet cake. Oh, Lord have mercy. That red velvet, I'm gonna tell you, well, it was German chocolate. Well, she can kill German chocolate cake too. Now, you can tell somebody a good cook when her aunties, mamas, and grandmas want her to bake the cakes. Now, hey, when your grandmas, aunties, and all them want them to bake the cake, that's a cake baker. Let me tell you.
But I have to say that I learned a lot from them. I have to say that. I have to give credit where credit is due. I just added my own little twist to it.
Hey, y'all want some? I wish y'all could taste this damn cake. Ooh, Lord.
Yeah, because.
Now, that's a cake. I promise you, that's a cake right there.
Alright, so let me taste the bite. I don't want much of it, but let's just see.
And that's a cake right there, boy. Yeah, that's nice.
It's nice and soft.
Yeah, that's moist right there. Look how nice and moist it is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
That's pretty good.
Well.
Listen, if you guys follow those
That's pretty
instructions
good right
that I
there.
gave to you,
Yeah, that's pretty good right there. I appreciate you for calling me out the office right there, man.
it'll turn out good every single time. And I have to give it to Taste, what is it, Taste of Home? Anyway, I'm going to have the link in the description box below. Go to that site. This recipe is a pretty good recipe. I can say it's pretty good. Like I said, I added my own little twist to some of the stuff, but it's pretty good.
Hey y'all, we got kinfolk. When we have little gatherings over the house or sometime, or we take cake to different events we be going to, it be in there cutting slugs of cake and hiding.
Yeah, they do.
Hey, when folks gotta cut a slug out of it and go hide it, that's a good cake. You know what I'm talking about?
Pretty good cake, I must agree.
Oh man.
That's really good.
Man, oh man.
Of course, you guys can add strawberries, whipped cream, whatever you like. Or you can just eat it plain. We like to eat it plain.
I eat it plain. When it's good, you don't need nothing else to it, you know.
My best part
Just
is
get it
the
to the straight.
outside.
Yeah, got that little crunch to it.
Yeah. That's the best part about it for me. So good.
Y'all see where that little pause come from, see? You got some good cooking, boy. You gonna put on some couple pounds, see? I thank you, baby.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
I'll take care of it for you. You don't want you ain't gotta eat much of it. Just I'll take care of it for you. Yeah, I'll take care of it for you.
Alrighty guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Bye.
Love it how you love me electric.